Hello gamers, friends, and little buddies. Welcome to It Doesn't Matter, Episode 1, where I talk about the story and lore of Sonic while playing the relevant game. I wanted to do this as an excuse to talk to you, my friends, about Sonic, and thought it would be fun to stream the games while I do. As a result, this video is very hangouty. There's also a handful of technical issues, as you can hear. It's still a learning experience overall. But as you watch, you can feel free to hit me up with any questions or side comments, anything at all. The audio is about to come back in a little bit. The game's about to crash, so it was very convenient that it came back then. I'll take it right back from the top, so here's back to past me. Please, enjoy. The game crashed. Alright. Take two, everybody. I blame that I have to be in Steam big picture mode at the moment because it's being finicky. It didn't even last the whole level. It lasted a single act of a whole level. Yeah, so today we're only gonna be seeing our good friend Sonic. Later we'll see Tails. And of course, the notorious villain, that robot right there. Right. So, what happened here? Why are there robots? His name is Eggman, usually. We all know him as Robotnik early on. Dr. Ivo Robotnik. He has been scheming. That dastardly conniving villain of that robot. Yeah. He's been scheming. As Sonic is familiar with him scheming. Apparently, this is not his first encounter this game. And he wants the Chaos Emeralds. 6 of them are found on this island, but no one can find them physically because they're in these special stages. And Sonic's trying to get all of them before Eggman does. So he doesn't, take over the world using them. That's the premise of it. I'm only getting 1 Chaos Emerald today in this game. There is a game that I believe takes place before this, one of Sonic's previous encounters with Eggman. And it's an arcade game that's known as Sega Sonic the Hedgehog, where Sonic and 2 other characters, Mighty the Armadillo and Ray the Flying Squirrel, were captured. And the way you play through that is you use a trackball to escape Eggman's fortress, which is built on like a mini artificial island built off the side of a bigger island you have to escape. Sonic's even seems younger in that game, if you ask me, so it feels right that that's when that happened. South Island itself is a little special in that it's a moving island. And that's believed to be due to the Chaos Emerald's power. Where is it going? Who knows? It's probably been moving for a while, because as far as the lore of the Chaos Emeralds we know goes, they haven't really been seen in a while. But there's only 6 out of the 7 on this island. I think the reason it crashed in the first place is, because I moved the window a little. And you know how programs hate being moved. This level's taking longer than I thought it would. I ran out of things to say at the moment. So at the end of each act, each zone, Eggman himself shows his face, and everybody knows and hates this little boss. It's so simple, and yet it gets you. The Big Egg himself. God, I'm actually gonna die. The true hero. Yes, Sonic is a Metroid. He sucks the life from other creatures to sustain his flying self. And there's 3 acts in each stage in this. And then you go to various other zones. They actually represent different times of the day. No, I did that on purpose, don't worry. I can't reset unless I just close out. So we're not playing all of them. You go to Marble Zone next. There's a lot of lava, a lot of dungeon. It's extremely linear and slow. And there's a small city that you go to on this island. That music. Hello, Cheese Us H. Chris. Now, can I just reset? Okay. See, when I planned to do this on the Genesis with a much shittier setup, it would have gone a lot smoother. Then after that city, you'll go down to an underground labyrinth, which is full of water. It's the worst stage in perhaps all of Sonic, 2D Sonic. You go to another city, bigger city, with music. It's now in the middle of the night. And I'm gonna do one part of it because it's fun. That's Sonic right there, baby. But you can see in the background there's, like, city lights. So this island is inhabited, like, highly inhabited. And we understand that to be mainly due to similar animal people. Then, after the city... Safi, hello! Great to see you. After that city, you get to Eggman's base itself. And you have a final showdown with it. The third act of this stage before this is another labyrinth zone type thing. It is as bad as you might expect with how I talked about Labyrinth earlier. Also, in this game, Sonic doesn't have the spin dash yet. He can only roll. If I try to duck and do that, I just jump. That was close. Jesus. I've clearly played this game all my life. I actually haven't. I didn't have Sonic 1 on the Genesis. I started with 2. Safi, have you been tuning in thus far, or did you just get here? Ah, okay. Well, Sonic just took out Eggman within the span of the day. He tried to take over South Island, the place where Sonic has been living recently. And he prevented him from getting all of the Chaos Emeralds. Except not all of the Chaos Emeralds. Only 6 of them. Sonic can kill and has. Actually, I don't think he ever has. Anyway, we did for Safi's sake, we did I just did a quick overview basically of Sonic 1. The real game we're playing today is Sonic 2. Now, after Sonic thwarted Eggman's plans, he decided he wanted to go somewhere else. He wanted to explore more. So he hopped in his plane, his biplane, Tornado, which he absolutely has. And he flew to West Side Island, which happened to just suddenly be, like, in eyeshot of South Island. It seems that's where the island stopped after the Chaos Emeralds were collected. And why was that? I might as well start playing. I'm not gonna do the level select. Because this is where the 7th Chaos Emerald is. And Eggman finds this out after following Sonic, because he wants revenge. So while Sonic's chilling, he meets this little fox guy who's been following him around a bit because he's shy. But this little fox named Miles Prower, nicknamed Tails, he, as you can see, he can fly because he has 2 tails. And he loves machinery. Not only is he impressed with Sonic's speed, but while Sonic's sleeping one day, he, checks out the tornado. And Sonic catches him doing that. They sort of make friends because Tails can keep up with Sonic, and Sonic's impressed by that. And I didn't get any of the Chaos Emeralds this stage, even though I'm supposed to get like 6 of them. Hold on a sec. I'm learning how hard it is to talk and play games. But they don't get to really chill out that much because Eggman sicks his robots on this island. And they need to team up. They don't really need to team up, god damn it. Okay. Oh yeah, for sure. OKKO knew what they were talking about when they featured Sonic and Tails. So you need 50 rings when you hit a checkpoint to get a special stage. I'm just gonna move on. I might not get all the Chaos Emeralds, it's fine. I have a backup if that's the case. See, because the special stages in this game get dreadful quick. Especially if you have Tails with you, because Tails is a liability in the special stage entirely. He's a good friend, but all of that changes when you're going for completion. I do got some extra Chaos Emeralds in the back. God. So this is a significantly better Sonic game than 1, I would say. One of the big reasons I think Sonic 1 succeeded, aside from just the... Well, I'm screwed. No. Just the fantastic character design that went into Sonic, is the music. You still hear the Green Hill Zone everywhere. Oh, before I forget, there's an island in the background, you see? There's South Island. Which we are not on anymore. It's an important tidbit that I only realized in recent times. Easy. The composer of both these first games is Masato Nakamura. Yeah, like, and Masato-san set the bar and the bar has almost never not been met. It's actually kind of wild. So Sonic 2 doesn't do the same happening over the span of a day that Sonic 1 does. And I think part of that is actually the original level order was different. But they moved this one, Chemical Plant specifically, early on because A, it's not actually that difficult, and B, it's the best stage in the game, so they want to give you something good to go off. We've basically gone over the plot thus far for this. Sonic, as I was getting into, Sonic as a concept is the love child of Yuji Naka and Naoto Oshima, the duo that of basically programming and story plus character design. Naoto Oshima did not work on this game directly, aside from that. He was working on a different version that turned into Sonic CD, so this is Yuji Naka solo. It takes a lot of people to make a video game, but you know what I mean. I still haven't been getting the Chaos Emeralds, I realized. I haven't seen a checkpoint since I got to this stage, though. So yeah, I don't even, entirely remember what I've said so far. How are you guys feeling about Sonic so far? Yeah, I mean, I've said details that probably even most Sonic fans have never cared to learn. Some of it's buried within the manuals. Some of it I haven't said because it's frankly a little obsolete. I had to make conjecture just now that South Island stopped moving because the Chaos Emeralds were collected. It's never mentioned before, but all of the evidence I've found so far with the future of the island and how you can see it from West Side Island, that's what makes sense to me, personally. And you don't... Oh, there's never going to be a quiz. I just want to tell you about Sonic. That's the whole purpose of these streams. So that's our second Chaos Emerald. Oh god. First in this game. So, what have we gone over so far? Papa Peace, the legend themselves. What? That's fine because I'd never streamed before. Oh my goodness, it's lagging. What am I doing? What am I, a scrub? Yeah, I'm a scrub. Proven. My performance has been A+ today. So as I said before, I think Chemical Plant was supposed to be later originally, and they moved it back. But frankly, the boss that's upcoming is basically the block of whether or not you have the feel of this game or not. It is very easy to fall into the water and immediately die, as Tails will show you right here. But it's not too hard if you know what you're doing. I'm happy to be here, guys. We're gonna play it careful there for a second. Yeah, I'm no stranger to what just happened just now. That's part of what I mean when I say this boss is the the litmus test of if you're ready to move on, because even after you've defeated it, you could drown in the grape juice, which is actually polluted water. Now we have our first true water stage. So that's something you may have noticed just now. I made a really big jump. This game has wild physics. Depending on the slope you're on, the angle, you can make some crazy moves. Right, so I'm gonna go over the story again real quick. So, Sonic 1. We're on South Island. Eggman wants to get the Chaos Emeralds that are hidden there, that no one has been able to find, but is causing the island to move about the ocean, so it is never in one spot. He attacks the island with his robots, and Sonic, who has encountered Eggman before, is gonna stop him, and then he's gonna drown. After getting the Chaos Emeralds before Eggman can and destroying his base, Sonic decides he wants to go on a new adventure, one of which Eggman follows him. That adventure takes us to West Side Island, where the 7th of the Chaos Emeralds is hidden. Right, and part of the reason with the Chaos Emeralds that it seems that they have been gone untouched for so long is West Side Island has quite a bit of history with the people that live on it fighting over the power of the Emerald before it went dormant. West Side Island, again, this is where Tails is from, and it seems to be inhabited by animal people, similar to Sonic and Tails. There are humans. You may have also noticed we're freeing tiny animals. Some of them are birds, which are expected to be tiny, and some of them are penguins, which are not usually that tiny. Sometimes they're pigs. That's the most common ones are pigs, roosters, bluebirds called flickies. and I'm not going to be able to get up here. And they change depending on what level you're in. Fine. Sometimes it doesn't give you a bubble. Underwater levels have not been perfected yet. This is nowhere near as bad as Labyrinth Zone, which I was fervent about and skipped. But if you don't take this high and dry route, you may run into trouble. Just based on the level design. The physics underwater are way better in this than in Sonic 1, though. There's no high and dry route in Labyrinth Zone. I lost my train of thought. Thanks. I think I had more to say about Eggman. He does have a hammer. I was talking about the little animals. Later in the series, there are regular-sized animals, as expected. So the fauna we are dealing with are humans, anthropomorphic animals of this caliber, tiny animals such as the Flicky and friends, and typical animals. And you notice they come out of, the tiny animals come out of... By the way, we've got a casino with a city here. This is our first warning of a problem that Eggman has. Anyway, you'll notice that the animals come out of Eggman's robots because he's using them to power them. And was basically the big thing that got Sonic's attention, aside from just like in his previous encounters, besides being... Well, you see, some penguins live in the Caribbean and in Africa. There's penguins all over the Southern Hemisphere. And honestly, they probably just, like, swam here. Hitched a ride with South Island. Because who knows where any of these animals actually are from. Some of them were from South Island in the first game. That's where they lived, and Eggman was capturing them to power his robots. And Sonic was like, that's no good, as he's wont to say. It becomes a little less of a priority as the series goes on, that Eggman does this. But that's why you always gotta destroy his robots, to save the animals. Until he finds an alternative energy source. I like to point out that we were in a city because... And we were in Chemical Plant too, because it is often overlooked how... just how developed the islands that the animal people live on are. Like, they're not small islands, but they're just nowhere near what the size of a continent. I spaced out. So as I said, Sonic has a plane. That's how he got to this island, because he doesn't swim. As you can see, I've drowned plenty of times. That is indicative of Sonic's abilities underwater. Tails took a liking to that plane, because he's a budding engineer himself. Okay, sure. Let's just run. Tails is a bit of an outcast on this island, unfortunately. I don't understand why they don't think it's completely rad, but his two tails have made him look like a freak to the natives. So that's probably another big reason he got so attached to Sonic. Like, Sonic was like, hey, you can go fast by using that? That's really cool. I like fast. Yeah, licensed pilots at such a young age. I've basically given up on the Chaos Emeralds, so you can just assume I've already collected them all. I don't want to go through the stages as Super Sonic, so... Right, so... hey, there's some lore. With 6 Chaos Emeralds, you get a lot of power, but it's not ultimate power. In this game, with the introduction of a 7th Chaos Emerald, Sonic unlocks the power to become basically a Super Saiyan, which is exactly what it is based on. Yuji Naka's a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. I'm doing great, guys. Yeah, no, like, there's a reason that Tails isn't just little buddy material, he's cherished partner material. I feel like I'm being punished for some level of hubris right now. I don't know what, but... okay. Punishment indeed. I'm getting punched in the face by this game. Welcome. Welcome, Matthew, my dear friend. This is, I mean, aside from occasional streams that I just kind of do without mic, this is my first, like, actual, hey guys, I'm streaming stream. The first of many. Understandable. It is the middle of the day on a weekday. I forgot to mention this in the VOD, the preamble. I am going to be uploading this as a VOD at some point in the very near future. And to anyone watching this as a VOD, this is why I wanted to say at the beginning, feel free to just, like, instant message and or @ me questions as you watch. because there's certainly a lull right here. As you see, there are bombs. I don't think there were bombs in the first Chaos Emerald level. And Tails has a delay to his movement, so Tails very easily gets hit by bombs, and that's why he's a liability. As exemplified. Alright, Tails, I actually need you to get hit. I don't care. I have a save state with all the Chaos Emeralds at the final stage. It's good. So the Chaos Emeralds are called emeralds, but as you can see, that one is cyan, or like azure, light blue, however you want to determine that. The colors of the Chaos Emeralds, they're very consistently, they focus on the green one for sure. Later we'll see why that's the focal color. But they also come in a yellow, yellowish orange type deal, white, a light blue, a dark blue, pinkish magenta. Was that 7? I don't know if that was 7, but the point is, emeralds do come in all of these colors. It's just they're only called emerald when they're green. Emerald is the most common type of barrel. Or the most popular type of barrel. It's not nowhere near the most... nowhere near the most common type. That's why it's a precious gemstone. But, well, you know, this stage has lava in the mountains. It's very cool. China's word for emerald and beryl are the same thing. Yellow, that's a Heliodor. Pink, that's Morganite. Darker blue, that's Mashish, or Maxix if you hate yourself. Cyanish, that's Aquamarine, the second most popular barrel. White, Goshenite. If you've played Final Fantasy XIV, you have probably seen most of these gemstones and not known they were all beryl. But I just think that's really cool. You mean the Chaos Emeralds. I'm going to assume you mean the Chaos Emeralds. Because if what you're concerned about, I've got one of them right here! I tried to do a shadow voice and failed instead of a Obama voice like I was supposed to. I apologize for this publicly. You mean the Chaos Emeralds. Chaos Control! That meme won't make sense for another 8 or so streams. Like, part of me wants to start talking about future lore. But what else am I going to talk about in later? You know what I could talk about? We already have a second timeline. What I'm overviewing with this series is the core timeline of Sonic, what the main game series includes. And if you include, like, all of the animated features, there's probably, like, 8 timelines. But there are 2, at this point in time of development, 2 video game timelines, because there was a Master System versions of Sonic 1 and 2. Jeez. I played, in the beginning, Jungle Zone. That's from the 8-bit version of Sonic 1. And the story behind that version is mostly the same. They specify that I would tell you about it, but I know about as much as you do. It just looks like we've got Sonic Breath of the Wild. Sonic Frontier is the game I'm hoping to finish these streams to go right into and just do a casual playthrough of streaming. I don't think we've covered any additional characters other than Sonic, Tails, and Robotnik. Robotnik/Eggman. Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik. Yeah, Obama doesn't show up until Sonic Adventure 2. I was just saying, like, 3 different things. So, what was I saying? Sonic Frontier, open world Sonic game, coming out at the end of this year. I am very excited for it. And, you know, stick with me until then. We'll go over all of Sonic's lore to make sense of that game. But there was a version of Sonic 1 and 2 for the Game Gear and Master System, where the story for the first one is only slightly different. The level array is very different. There are no cities, and they make out South Island to be much more of a just nature place. And Sonic's additional beef is very specifically the pollution that Eggman is causing over the island. Oh, right this way. I hate this way. And in that timeline, there is only ever 6 Chaos Emeralds. The plot of the second Sonic game, of Sonic 2 Master System, still takes place on South Island, and the trouble is it's beginning to sink because Eggman has the emeralds. Which doesn't happen in this. Like, we have the Chaos Emeralds in 2 additional games, and nothing happens to South Island, so that's, like, completely different physics. And there are 2 additional Game Gear games that come out that they're quite good. There's Sonic and Tails and Sonic and Tails 2, which are released in North America as Sonic Chaos and Sonic Triple Trouble. And I think they also take place on South Island, and they just pick and choose lore from this timeline that they want to include. Knuckles, who we will see next week, and you will see if you watch the movie this weekend, is in Triple Trouble, even though there's no way to introduce him with those games solely. There's this additional character called Fang the Sniper, or, in English, Knack the Weasel, as he is a weasel. His specialty is a cork gun. So they did just develop... They developed an entirely new timeline for the 8-bit series, and there's an additional game featuring Tails. Tails' first feature game was for the Game Gear, called Tails Adventure. And it takes place, I guess, technically before Sonic 2 Game Gear version. And originally in that, Tails is from Coco Island. And he gets his mechanical start there because he makes various machines to help him, such as a walker and a submarine. And you collect what is called the Chaos Emeralds in that. Even though we just went over a very distinct reason why that'd be a problem. And that's a problem that particularly the instruction manuals with their lore runs into a lot, because they like to say that most places where you find the Chaos Emeralds is the legendary home of the Chaos Emeralds. They even do that in Sonic 3, despite in the manual itself contradicting itself in like 2 lines. So they all look the same in that. So you could say Coco Island's emeralds are not the Chaos Emeralds, they're something else. I'm gonna call them the Coco Emeralds. It doesn't matter because that's a timeline we're not playing. But these aren't bad games, is the reason I bring them up. There is another timeline later that has a very distinctly bad games. But it has a great TV series, the Sonic Boom series. I think there's another game after Sonic and Tails 2 called Sonic Blast. A lot of them are released alongside the Genesis releases. Aside from Sonic and Tails, those two games, they're sort of their own thing, but you have the... I like Cocoa Emeralds. You have the Genesis versions of Sonic 1, and the Master Systems of Sonic 1 and 2. And you have Triple Trouble. Actually, yeah, Triple Trouble's sort of the Sonic 3. Yes. It doesn't matter, but it is Cocoa Chocolate is the island's name, not Coconut. Yeah. That's the like, Knuckles... Like, another big reason Triple Trouble can't be, like, exactly in this timeline is because there's, like, zero reason Knuckles would immediately try to go after Sonic after that. Which I know there's a long-running thing about Knuckles being tricked, but he's not that bad. We've got explanations, and we will defend Knuckles on this stream series. But after that, the coinciding one for the Sonic and Knuckles release was called Sonic Blast, and it's a very bad game. There's only 5 Chaos Emeralds in that one, so maybe it's not even in the same timeline. Oh shit, more like, I'm not gonna say that out loud for the sake of this not being a mature audience stream, but you heckin' got it. Oh, real quick, this music's a freaking jam. This is this entire stream's theme. I say something, and then something happens to, like, counteract it. I say the song here is a jam, I get invincibility, so the song's gone. Now I'm in the death pit. Pro gamer moves right here. It's okay, I have plenty of continues. So people who've known me for a while will probably also know that, I've given Sonic 2 a very hard time. Oh yeah, that game that ripped off Sonic Frontier, but it's by that niche game that makes those that niche game company that makes those hard games. Elder Swing. I bring this up because this stage has such kickin' music. It's still it's a very solid stage. And I feel that the stages in this game are overall very, like, Emerald Hill is sort of baby's first Green Hill Zone, if you ask me, in terms of difficulty and quality, which is good, and that helped me get into the series as a child, starting with Sonic 2. The back half of, well, the back third of the game that we're about to get into has some tricky to downright awful levels. I mentioned the Labyrinth Zone is one of the worst levels in 2D Sonic history. We have another contender for that coming up in this game, called Metropolis Zone. I'm not looking forward to playing it. I think after this is Oil Ocean, which is where we start being like, I'm not too fond of these levels. But overall, this is a very solid Sonic game. The stage design, it's forgiving until you reach those stages. Hell yeah. You get one H word. So this can't be a good, like, did Eggman cause this? Did he build this facility entirely? It's sort of noted that while he made all of these robots in a ridiculously short amount of time, he didn't make all of the facilities, though he did alter quite a few of them, such as, I mean, the casinos just naturally occur, but later we'll have carnival places that have no business being carnivals. This ain't just any grape juice, Safi. This is Mountain Dew Pitch Black. This will eat you. I am going to blame Eggman for the fact that there's just an ocean of oil. That's probably his fault. But I think the oil facility was here prior, as well as the chemical plant. The chemical plant might actually be his. And I think chemical plant was supposed to happen close to this one in the original stage order. Even so, like, you see this as probably sunset or something. Casino Night was supposed to be early on, so there's at least a couple days happening over the span of this game. Perhaps, not only is it a longer game than the first one, just a shorter amount of area to span for Sonic. Perhaps he slowed down a bit for Tails' sake, who might not be as used to running so much. They are running a lot faster in this game than they were in the first game. If I fall at a certain place in this point of the stage, I will have to redo like half the stage. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the music in this game is more going for theming. It doesn't really explain the absolute rockin' cave music, but, like, for sure, I would not call Hilltop Zone a banger. When is Mania set? It's not a spoiler, we're gonna be playing these in chronological order. We will be playing that in 3 streams. And after that, there will be 2 streams before we reach Adventure. So that's where I understand it to be in the timeline. It's not... The timeline in this game series isn't precisely agreed upon, and I realize this with where I'm placing Sonic Advance and Advance 2, which I'm going to be playing Sonic Advance 2 just before Adventure. But there's a logic to it. There's a logic I very well understood as a teenager when it initially came out, and Sega's re-releases of certain stuff has added to that logic. I think I just ruined everything? I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I was already here. But Mania is very interesting in how it works, how it is able to work everything it does. So, I'll get into that when I play it. Oh. Hey now, Elmo's a very professional musician. That's what they're called. Yeah, I mean, not to, like, go back on the praise I just gave Masato Nakamura, but Hilltop Zone is probably my least favorite track of all of his tracks that he's made for the series. He does not come back as the main composer of any Sonic game after this, but as I said before, they don't drop the ball. I still wouldn't call this a mid OST, but actually I would probably say the OST matches the game quality, and the first Sonic game's OST far exceeded the game quality. Sonic 3, which is next week, is my favorite game of all time. And I would say the OST matches the quality in that too. Oh no! Y'all keep talking about Elmo sings. I have a one-track Sonic mind right now. We are at Metropolis Zone, my most beloved stage. There are 3 acts of this stage because they couldn't let us suffer for only 2 like the rest of the game. They had to bring it back to Sonic 1 style with 3. There are literal enemies in this stage, like this bitch, that you cannot not get hit by. You saw I jumped over its big, meaty claw, and its head hurt me. These things just explode on you. There are mantises that throw knives at you later, just while you're busy on some wheel. I hate this stage. There's also lava later. Where am I? Fuck. Now this is a place that I'm most certain Eggman built himself because it is awful. There might have been like an abandoned factory that he used as a scaffolding. And then there's these parts, they're so slow. There's a stage in Sonic 4 that borrows the aesthetic of this because that was its gimmick, borrowing previous games' aesthetics to appease people who thought Sonic 1 and 2 were the best Sonic games, even though they're not. It's a way better stage. If I kept going up, I would have gotten crushed. If Tails runs with me, we go way faster. But that also sends me flying, and then I get hit by spikes. I bet Sonic and Elmo would be friends. because Sonic's not like a heartless bastard. Who wouldn't want to be friends with Elmo? I've never seen Sonic eat a cookie before. That fun little character tidbit. Sonic is a great association with chili dogs. And that had nothing to do with the game series at this point in time. That was... I'm dead. What? Bless. Yeah, that was something generated by the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon show, talking about alternate timelines. That is, I mean, there's no consistency with that to this. They've never tried to make a Sonic show that one-to-one matches the plot of the games, and that's probably for the best, to be quite honest. But that's where the chili dogs came from. It was that cartoon, an American cartoon, no less. And you can be confident in that lore. It's true, especially to this day. Most notably, Sonic Unleashed introduces buying food for reasons, and chili dogs give some of the highest experience in that. It also is an important plot point to Sonic and the Black Knight. And very little is important about Sonic and the Black Knight. These side comments are previews of the future as I continue to die in Metropolis. The thing I wonder about Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, because while I did watch it as a child, I also watched the Sonic Saturday Morning cartoon, which was fantastic writing, actual plot, very similar Eggman. I wonder, because the Eggman are so similar, if they're supposed to be sequential. Eggman starts off as a goofball in Adventures, and after Sonic gets a little older, I guess, he decides, I'm going to literally take over the world, and they have to develop a team of freedom fighters. There is one game exactly that falls in line with that timeline. It's Sonic Spinball. If you've ever heard of Sally Acorn and Bunny Rabbit, characters like that, they show up in Sonic Spinball. Funny enough. Which, as it sounds, is pinball, but Sonic. Which, how could that possibly be bad? I'm gonna be real with you, I don't know anything about Sonic Johnny Test, aside from his presence. If you want to lore dump me Johnny Test right now, that'd be a fun swapsies. Fortunately, I just realized I had plans on... My upper limit for streaming, I've decided, is 3 hours. I don't think we're going to hit anywhere near that because I am not attempting the Chaos Emeralds. Here we are, Act 3. Sorry for my noises. Jesus, I'm behind it, and I just let myself get hit by it. That's how bad those crabs are. I don't doubt it, you know, Sonic's always trying to make friends. He may be being his own guy and just running off places without telling people, but he's all about friendship. I mean, if he wasn't all about friendship, things wouldn't have lasted long with Amy, who will be introduced in a couple streams. Can't look away from the screen at any point with this stage. That's my favorite solution of this character versus this character, is that fight wouldn't happen, they're companions. I also want to note real quick, I'm playing this with a GameCube controller. My original plans were to play on the Genesis itself. As you've seen, I'm playing it on the Steam Genesis collection. And everything's great with a GameCube controller. Tell your friends. Unless they play Smash. Because while it's true, they already know. And you don't want them to talk about that. And this is not, like, the only way to play this game with a GameCube controller. Sonic Mega Collection came out for the GameCube, as well as the PS2. And, oh geez, sniped! Thanks, Tails! Where am I? Okay. I'm nowhere important, that's for sure. I just want to emphasize that if I wasn't doing at least, like, reasonably well, first off, I probably would have fully game overed, but also I wouldn't have had the continues to keep not gaming over fully. I guess that's the thing I could talk about. Well, times this game and the original were re-released, so I'll tell you, there have been so many Sonic collections. The one I'm playing it on is on Steam, of course. That expands to all Genesis games, though, that they've released, at least. The first compilation, I mean, was for the Sega Saturn, I think, Sonic Jam. And that had a version of Sonic 1 I considered playing instead when I was still planning to play on my Genesis. It's a version that actually has Spin Dash in Sonic 1. Which, frankly, might as well. It improves the game significantly. The GameCube one I mentioned, it was also for PlayStation and Xbox. It's been released for mobile. I have Sonic 3D, Sega 3D Classics on 3DS, which has a 3D version of Sonic 1. One of the cool things you can do to alter that is you can do either the Japanese re-release or the original international version. The original international Sonic 1 had plenty of bugs, and it didn't have like parallax scrolling for the backgrounds like you may have noticed. I didn't point it out because I slipped my mind. This version does, the Genesis Classics version does have that. Okay. This elevator is in use. I'm sorry. I don't know where I was going with that, but this is one of the worst bosses in the game. And if I can maneuver Tails... I can't maneuver Tails. Get him! Because you just have to wait until he does this, and then he does something else. Get him, Tails. Thanks. Well, this might end poorly. He does have eggs! Like, he... I'll give you the skinny on the nickname Eggman. That's what he was called exclusively in Japan until Sonic Adventure. So he really plays into that. That is like a self-given villain nickname. Oh, hey, I mentioned that Sonic has a biplane, and Tails knows how to fly it. Here we are, you get a whole stage dedicated to it. It is an auto-scroller, but it's kind of neat. I'm making turtles come out of these robots, which can be great for them. With these two, of course it's a biplane. What was I saying? My catchphrase, what was I saying? If I spin dash on this plane, there's a chance I will fall off. Just due to, like, graphical stuff. Right, Eggman. You'll notice, like, especially in the stuff that he's created, he will label them with egg. And in America, that might not be well understood, because we have always known him as Robotnik at this point. That was sort of like their decision for, I don't know, you call someone Eggman in Japan, that's an English word, it's automatically cool. You call them that in America, and it's like, who is this clown? I'll tell you who this clown is. Someone who has a weird obsession with circuses. Yeah. The final stage very much plays into the fact that he knows he is Eggman. And they don't combine these names in America and Japan until Sonic Adventure. Ooh. Okay. So, we've chased that fortress that passed us. It just shot us down, but Tails will be fine. He'll be more than fine, trust me on that. But Sonic got on here so we can try and take Eggman down before he does something dastardly. This music's not my favorite. I looked away from the screen for one moment and that happened. Beautiful. But yeah, this is a bit of a a bit more intense than the bass that Eggman had in Sonic 1 so far. I'm very good at video games, I promise. Actually, that's the one thing I don't promise. I promise I'm proficient at Sonic games, which was the core moment to try and... the choicest moment to try and say that. This is a good time to note, there are 2 ways to play Sonic games. One is for speed, one is for collection. I meant to mention that at the very beginning when I was going to be collecting rings to get Chaos Emeralds. But that is something I used to like to do, is see how many rings I could get. Like, why pass those up? Sonic loves those rings. Where am I? Okay. I don't like to consider myself a gamer, to be honest, but like I said, I've known Sonic for 28 years now. Personally. I don't think I can refuse that title. Legally. Love you too, Papa. Okay, this boss is brutal. Because you have these flying spike things, and then this shoots lasers. And there's our egg boy, laughing at us. We fell right into his trap. How could we? And all my rings went outside now. There we go. Eggman's trying to escape. He's got a rocket. What are we gonna do? Sonic says, my buddy Tails is here, and he strapped a freaking rocket to his plane. Isn't that cool? There's one thing I know about Sonic and his games, is Sonic's very cool, and so is Tails. We're going pretty high up though, because we're going to low orbit space. And this is where I want to mention something about the physics of this world. Is it? We're at the final stretch here. Yeah, so here's the first rendition of a mechanical Sonic lookalike, Silver Sonic. This is a weak-ass prototype. And I'm about to slice his heck. Yeah. And it only gets worse from here. So we're gonna chase Eggman, he can outrun us. This boss is... I have 0 rings. That's by default, by design. You can't get greedy with this boss, and you can potentially just fall right through it. This might take me a while. But on various occasions, Sonic does just end up in space and it's fine. So that's a physical thing to note about this. Even though we're supposed to make believe a certain thing later. This is a bit of a strange world. I mean, we started on an island that goes across the sea. We've gone into alternate pocket dimensions to get gems of power. And we have a mad genius who is able to produce an insane amount of robots. And so, like, this is a pretty fantastical world as it stands. I got greedy there. You have to get the bounce just right. I missed. Wow. I'm embarrassed now. Of all the things that happened, that was the most embarrassing one. Look at Naruto run, though. You are entirely right. This is why Eggman's so fast. Okay. Oh no! I just forgot. I need to load the state with the Chaos Emeralds. Okay. Take 5. It's okay. If I don't embarrass myself again, it's fine. Because the thing about this final boss is, if it doesn't cheat you, if you don't get greedy, it's not that hard. It's just very precise. Which I guess by definition makes it hard. But I'm speaking as someone who did a happy dance and then didn't play this game for 2 weeks after the first time I beat it as if like an 8-year-old. No, I was probably younger than that. Oop. But several times, even in just like preparing this file just to make sure it's the right one, I fell right through this robot. Beautiful. Didn't happen once on stream. Chef's kiss. So we stopped Eggman. We thwarted his Death Egg. It's called Death Egg. If you ever heard of a niche independent series called Star Wars, it's very inspired by that. You might not have heard of it. And Sonic just jumped out of the hatch. Actually, it was first try on that slave state, so that's not too untrue. But Tails needs to make sure that his friend is okay, so he gets back in the airplane. Fortunately, because we did all of that work to get the Chaos Emeralds, Sonic's fine. He can just fly his way down. Not that it would have mattered, because you don't take fall damage, And later in the series, Sonic literally falls from orbit and lands face first, and it's fine. It is lagging a little, so that's just how powerful Supersonic is. And that's the origin of Sonic in a game context. Yeah, I know. What the heck is Star Wars? But that's not the end of Eggman. And that's not the end of the Death Egg, despite its exploding condition. This thing explodes a lot. It's okay, take your time. There's a medley of all of the previous stage levels, except you did hear some two-player stages. In fact, I'll show you that afterwards. We're running fast. Yeah, that's true. You can throw a squirrel out of a plane and it'll be fine. Cats can jump from extremely high up and land perfectly fine if they've readied their body for it, if they're like in good fitness. So, I mean, Sonic is 3 meters tall, I think? No. That'd be very, very big. 3 feet tall. He's like, that's close to like 100 centimeters. Big Sonic. If Sonic got a Mario mushroom, that's terrifying. Imagine the spin dash. I feel like I've missed some details, but you know, I'm planning on doing this weekly for the entire series, so I can touch back on any info that you want to know at any point. I'll show you some of the two-player stages, because there's good music in there. I'm not sure if it'll let me. Yeah. Like, you just had a race mode immediately, and Mystic Cave has 2 fantastic themes. Let's see. I don't have player 2 set up, but yeah, you could play Sonic and Tails. There's items in it, which I guess sounds redundant. There have been item boxes this whole time. But what I meant by that is there's like special items that correlate with being a 2-player race mode. That's another thing. You notice there's just a bunch of like TV boxes with items around. Who put those there? I don't think it was Eggman. They changed shape though throughout the series. I don't think I can get out of this unless I finish it. I did want to show one more stage for its music. How are you guys doing? So there's an example of a power. I just hit a box that switched our places, which would be handy if Tails was being played by anyone. Oh no. Tornado. Okay. I think it's okay, Savvy, because I'm actually gonna just wrap up because I don't want to play through this stage 3.5 times. Gotta. So yeah, that was a little on the short side for how I expect these streams to go, but I do plan on doing them weekly at a maximum of 3 hours. And yeah, this was fun to do, and I'm glad some of y'all decided to show up. And I'll catch y'all next time, hopefully. Bye.